Welcome to the RJI Futures Lab, where we help you make your organization more innovative. I'm Ruben Stern. This week, capturing 360-degree video from aerial drones and finding news inside the anonymous social platform called Yik Yak. BuzzFeed recently created its Open Lab as a place for innovators to explore, test, and share new ideas related to media. Ben Kramer was the first to join the lab. He's currently trying to combine virtual reality with aerial drones. We checked in with him to see how it's going.
Many people have experimented with drones and 360-degree video, but combining the two is a challenge yet to be solved.
If you have 6 GoPros, you cannot suspend them, you cannot fly them on a Phantom. It just weighs too much. And so what I wanted to do is make a low-cost 360-degree video rig, which is also low weight, so that people could fly them on drones or just walk around with them. So I made this, and each of these GoPros has a 185-degree field of view lens. Because the cameras are back-to-back, the video that they shoot can be stitched together and you have a full sphere.
He first designed 5 different prototypes for his camera rig that he later 3D printed. The first prototype used Blue Power box outlets and O-rings purchased from off-the-shelf consumer hardware stores, and by the last prototype he added landing gears, a viewport, and extra space.
Well, since the Phantoms, the DJI Phantoms came out, I've been using those drones. So they're currently on the 3rd version of the Phantom. They have GPS built in, which means when you go outside, basically it flies itself.
Once Kramer is finished flying, he detaches the 2 cameras and uses software to stitch the footage together.
Up until now, most of the work that I've done, actually all the work that I've done, has involved a drone with a GoPro and basically doing aerial videography work, which is, it's enormous because the perspectives that you can get from a drone really show spaces, places, objects, wildlife. My interest right now is not in producing content for VR headsets because not everybody has them. So they're novel and they're very interesting, and I think things are moving in that direction. But right now, many people have mobile devices. So with a mobile device and 360-degree video, watching a video on YouTube, because YouTube supports this, and now Facebook, which means you can take your phone or your tablet and you can move it around to look around the video. So it creates a more sort of immersive, engaging video experience.
Kramer says as drones become easier and safer to operate, it will allow journalists to do much more complex storytelling. For the Futures Lab, this is Berkeley Lovelace.
In addition to using cameras, Kramer plans to experiment with putting sensors onto drones. For example, he says pollution sensors might enable journalists to pinpoint where air pollution is more concentrated or how it moves around in a certain area. An anonymous platform called Yik Yak gives journalists another way to discover news via social media, especially around college campuses. We sat down with the founder of the app to find out how.
Journalists can benefit from using Yik Yak in a few ways.
One is seeing what people are saying around you in terms of gathering local information. So immediately in your vicinity, what are people saying? Is it interesting? Or if something newsworthy is happening, pulling up Yik Yak and seeing if anyone around you is talking about it.
Yik Yak uses a phone's GPS and location system to bring in content created and shared within a 1.5-mile radius of the user.
I think millennials are super interested in hearing about what's happening around them locally. And so any way that you as a journalist can try to kind of cater to that. Either giving them that local news that they want to hear with kind of that voice that they're expecting, or kind of gathering things from a local nature and then bringing it back out to a larger view.
News organizations, such as Now This, have used Yik Yak to pull in vital information during campus shootings. Another way journalists can use the platform, Buffington says, is Peek. The feature allows users to choose any location and browse the feed of posts from that area.
You can just look in somewhere and see what people are saying in that location. So incredibly useful if something is happening somewhere that's newsworthy and you want to see what people on the ground are saying about it. You can just look in. And all that is searching for the location on this Peek feature and then popping right in.
With Peek, users can look into any place around the world, However, users can't ask questions and interact with content unless they are within a 5-mile radius. Yik Yak also allows users to ask questions in the content feed, which people can then respond to. Journalists can use this as a way to find out more as breaking news develops.
If I'm using the app locally and I see something that's interesting to me that I want to know more about, I can reply to that and say like, hey, what are you talking about? Is this really happening? Or, do you have any more information about this? If someone's sharing a piece of news or information that you as a journalist want to know more about, and people are super responsive on replies. They may reply right back and say, yeah, this is true. It's at, the corner of this street and this street.
Posts in Yik Yak are voted up and down by other users, and posts with the most upvotes go to the top of the feed. Individual posts can also be shared to other media platforms. For the Futures Lab, this is Haley Reed.
As part of the anonymity, Yik Yak doesn't allow photos with faces in its feeds and has a team of monitors that remove any that are posted. And that's it for this report from the RJI Futures Lab. I'm Ruben Stern. We'll see you in the future.